Hello everyone, my name is Bishi, and today we are possibly finishing Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. It is possibly the end. I have to say possibly, because I really am not sure. But I was told last time that I could finish it today. So I'm gonna try. And if I don't finish it, we will play again tomorrow. Like I said, we are going to be trying to finish Ace Attorney. And by Ace Attorney, I mean the entire trilogy. This is the last case in the last game. So if I finish this today, I will be done with the main 3 Ace Attorney games forever. And then if I want to play more Ace Attorney, we will have to move on to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which should be coming on to the schedule soon. But I do want to go back and finish some games I haven't finished yet, so I don't want to start anything new until we kind of get the backlog a little bit down. And then we'll see where we can go from there. But yeah, so I'm excited. I have some tea with me today because my throat was a little bit sore earlier, and there's a lot of voice acting involved in Ace Attorney, so want to make sure that I'm prepared. But yeah, that's another reason we might finish tomorrow in case like I can't talk anymore. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes to finish, but either way, we'll be doing it this week. What kind of tea? It's a jasmine tea. But yeah, this is not an ad, by the way. This is not an ad. I'm not even showing what it is. But I've been using this thermos today for this tea, and I literally boiled this water like, I want to say more than an hour ago, and it's still hot. I had to put a little bit of cold water in this just now before stream so I could drink it. I don't know if I can show y'all. But inside here, I have a special little friend. I don't think I can show y'all without spilling it everywhere. This always goes really badly. This always goes really badly for streamers. I wonder if I could just use my other web. Here, this will be a very odd view, but it's the only way I know how. Oh, where is it? Oh my god. Oh, there it is. Why? Oh, it's the heat. That's a little friend in there. How does it want to go? Okay, here. Can you tell what it is? It's a tea infuser. It's a mana tea. A mana tea. So I put the jasmine tea leaves in there, and it just lives in there while I drink it. A little friend. Let's go ahead and switch over to some Ace Attorney, because I'm scared that there's a lot left. I think I'll finish it today, but you know. Oh god. Alright, we're going back into the trial. We've just finished an investigation. Phoenix has come back from the hospital and has taken over the case. We are defending Iris. And we've learned a lot last time, so let me just go over some of those. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, because it's a lot, but let's see. So, we learned that the evil twin, quote-unquote, Dahlia, actually is dead. She died, it says a month ago? I think executed last month. Maybe it was a few days ago, but it was like January. And the spirit of Dahlia was channeled the night of the murder, but not by Pearl, because Pearl tried to and failed. The only reason Pearl tried to do that was because her mom from prison requested her to do that, and she listens to her mom. Let's see. Iris at the Inner Temple was actually Dahlia. Posed as Iris. Iris helped Dahlia plan the fake kidnapping and steal the 2 million diamond, but Iris chickened out, basically, and ran away. And the diamond was not stolen for money. It was stolen for revenge against their dad, who they thought was terrible. We have found out that the murder weapon is Elise's staff with the purple orb, because it has a hidden blade inside of it. Go figure. Let's see. I think the very last thing we learned was that Pearls was the one that tried to channel Dahlia but didn't. Yeah, so Pearls tried to channel Dahlia but couldn't. Someone else did it first. So someone else read the letter because I remember when Pearls found the letter, it was already torn open. So we don't know who channeled Dahlia, but we know somebody did on the night of the murder. And then Dahlia is Iris's twin sister and sister to Pearls. That was quite a revelation. Like I said, last week was wild. We learned so much. That's why there's like 5 pages just from that stream. Like, oh my god. So hopefully I'm prepared because I have all these notes, but we'll see. Anything can happen. I'm doing the brave thing and staying to offer some extra support. I appreciate it. Thank you. February 10, 9:39 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Oh, morning, Pearls. Stream elements. With it. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna just have to delete this and redo it later. You gotta stop, Stream Elements. You're trying to spoiler the sponsorship. You can't do that. I do not allow you to do it. Chunk is coming through though. Chunk's like, hey, stop it. You are misbehaving. Go to jail, Stream Elements. That's not today. We are not sponsored today. Stream Elements rebelling against you today. Yeah, I turned it off. I turned off that command. And it turned back on, so I deleted it. If it happens again, I don't know what to do. I truly do not know. We'll see. That'll be the wild ride today, is trying to tame Stream Elements. Ah, morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me, what's going to happen to Mystic Maya?
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So, is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No. She's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court. Then...
How come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
It's weird for me when she initially does the demon face, the Kubrick stare, and then changes to a normal face because I feel like I have to only read out the demon voice for some of the dialogue and then swap back to baby in like the same paragraph. I work hard for these Ace Attorney streams. It's hard work, but somebody's gotta do it. I have to admit, it's kind of strange. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. Oh, Edgeworth! Edgeworth! What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's the testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Wait, what? The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard. Franziska von Karma, what are you up to? Okay, so she's trying to get a confession out of Iris? I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today. What? And who is? Who else would it be but Godot? Of course it's Godot. Of course. Because now Phoenix is back. So now Godot is back. I don't know how they can just swap around like that, but I guess they let Edgeworth and Phoenix swap. This is a circus. Okay, so Godot. Godot. Godot is what? Godot is prosecutor. I don't know if that's important though. Instead of demon to baby sure is a new type of transition, isn't it? Godot. Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Tavern. I was about to say tavern. She's out of the local bar.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Exactly. She has been out there all night, trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of these locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah. Thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to tell me that. Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner.
Partner!
Thanks.
Oh my.
Chewie, partner! I love them. I love these two guys. Just guys being bros. Just bros being dudes. I still don't have the answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. I mean, we solved quite a few riddles last time. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Dunham... No, I mean Miss Misty Fey. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end.
February 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7.
Just lawyers being lawyers. Attorneys gonna attorney. Oh boy. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. We finally are back to good old Edgy. Because didn't we have the Canadian lawyer still, even though it was like present time with Edgeworth? It's like when Edgeworth is here, he only talks to the Canadian judge if he's prosecutor? Or, no, defendant? I don't know. Never mind. Your Honor? What are you... Oh, me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Oh, I was gonna say, okay. They did swap. They swapped, everyone's swapping around. There's this musical chairs. So the Canadian judge is Udgy's little brother. Right? But then, so one is Canadian and one isn't? Okay. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. No, I just have more questions. My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here. Oh, dear God. Here we go. The fact that this jazzy tune plays every time. Every time. It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end, anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So then you mean... forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Uh-oh. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendant? Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first? Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Maybe they grew up in separate households? I guess. It's just silly. One's Canadian, one's not Canadian? Maybe... You know, I'm not even gonna rationalize it. I have to stop sometimes. I try to rationalize so many things that are just irrational. I'm done. No more. No more. I'll just take it at face value for once. This tune was made to brainwash fans into shrimping for Godot. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't think you are. It's meant to just encapsulate the personality of this like suave, smooth talker man. Look at this. Bishi doesn't have to change camera views for Godot. Yeah, because I moved my microphone. So the Godot cam is kind of obsolete now, but let's do it for old time's sake, shall we?
It's Chang!
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at the Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
She did? Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Dunham?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
Oh, shoot! Hold on. What? Okay, so she carried the body, but she didn't kill her. What? The courtyard. Okay, weird. What? Order in the court. Order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, how are we gonna find her innocent if she's an accomplice? I don't think that's gonna work out. Okay, so Iris confessed that she's an accomplice. What the heck? What? Yeah, that's bad for us. 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Huh. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. You're so wise. So wise. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? Gotta take a sip when Godot takes one. That Godot. So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle. Or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a—
Oh, sorry. I don't need to be close to the mic for that. I've gotten all turned around.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple?
Intimate Iris. Yeah, sorry about that. Hazakura... Iris has started an ASMR stream. Where she speaks really softly in a southern accent. For her listeners.
Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Kurain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Kurain channeling technique. Mystic Maya Fey.
Oh, is she gonna try to say that Maya's the murderer? Huh? Wake up and smell the coffee, trite. She's naming Maya? Order! Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer.
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes, and then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
I'm confused. So this could go a few different ways. First, right now she could be lying. She could be lying about the fact that she saw Maya do this, the fact that she was cleaning up for Maya, she was trying to protect Maya, and she could be lying to implicate Maya. Or Maya could have been framed by Dahlia's spirit. Whoever was channeling Dahlia could have tried to frame Maya somehow. And so Iris is telling the truth, but doesn't realize that she didn't see what she thinks she saw. Which is a common thing in this trial. A lot of people have seen things that they didn't think, seen things that weren't what they thought they were. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same with Iris. So the first one means that she's bad. The second one means that she doesn't even know what she's doing. I don't know. Hey Dan, welcome in. Iris, my beloved. I'm not loving her right now because she's implicating Maya in murder.
I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
That's ridiculous. Maya could never do such a... The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. And this isn't even the first time Maya has been tried for murder. It's not even the first time. I don't even know if Maya's okay yet. I don't even know. Oh my god. I don't know if Maya's okay, and yet I have to defend her from being called a murderer. I can barely catch stream nowadays due to time difference, but I'm gonna be around for a bit tonight because of Ace Attorney. Worth losing some sleep. Oh, I appreciate that, Dan. And I'm sorry about that, about the schedule issues. I've been thinking about streaming earlier. I just haven't made the jump yet. I'm kind of trying to get some things in order first, but I've considered it maybe like a couple hours earlier. Maybe more people in your situation would be able to tune in and stuff like that. But either way, I appreciate you being here. The real murderer.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden.
Okay.
I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
Okay. So it wasn't self-defense. Okay. So Iris claims that Maya defended herself from Elise, which is actually her mom. So this is odd. Elise attacked first. See, that makes me think, if Iris is telling the truth, it could be that whoever was channeling Dahlia somehow looked like Maya, and Elise saw through the disguise and was trying to attack this imposter to protect Maya, the real one. But then Iris sees Maya being attacked by Elise instead when it's actually not Maya. You know what I mean? Or she's making all this shit up. That is totally possible. Elise attacked first. Alright. Okay, my time changes are wonky. Half the year I'm synced with EST. That period's fine in terms of catching streams, but half the year, like right now, 2 hours ahead of EST. Ah, okay. Interesting. So, do you, like, move around for work or something? So you go into, like, different time zones? If you don't mind talking about it.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first.
Hmm.
That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. Yeah, that's true. We found out that the Iris that was at the temple was actually Dahlia. Yeah, Iris never went to inner temple. Okay. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Yeah, she's switching up her story. Unless, watch, someone's channeling Dahlia again, and this is Dahlia lying. Who knows? Who knows? I have a similar time issue. My reason is I live in a place with no daylight savings time. What? Not really, it's just weird. Because of Southern Hemisphere shenanigans, we have daylight saving times the opposite of Northern Hemisphere. Oh! So is that your situation too, Emilio? Or no, you said you live where they don't have daylight savings. Huh. I will lose my shit if that's what actually is happening. I know, right? If Dahlia is here right now. Is Dahlia in the room with us right now? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Yeah, that is interesting. So, for instance, I've heard that in the US, we are going to stop doing the time changes. So the time that I'm on right now, once we change back to like summer times, I forget which one it is, they're gonna keep it permanently. I keep talking about it. I'm pretty sure it's been passed now that that is actually what's going to happen. So for instance, if that occurs, would that mean that like the time wouldn't be different anymore? It would all be like the same with y'all? I think we go back to being in sync to Eastern time back in March. Yeah, I think that's when the time changes, right? I guess for everyone or just for y'all? I don't know. It's so silly to me that we all have like different times and stuff. Like, of course it makes sense if you're like on different parts of like, you know, left to right, east to west across the globe, but it also changes north to south. But it's like, gosh, we couldn't have thought of a more like consistent way to have time for everybody. And a lot of it is like political too. Like, for instance, we might get rid of our time changes because of a bill that's being passed. So it's like, time is so fake. It's all fake and made up. Oh my gosh. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. The real murderer. Gosh. I went to the inner temple that night, and I saw it all happen in the garden. Let me look at what stuff I have right now, what evidence there is. So we have the burnt letter. This is the directions from Morgan to Pearl that were intercepted by someone else who actually channeled Dahlia that night. This proves that Elise was actually the Korain master, making her the mom of Maya. This is the crystal sphere that fell out of the murder weapon, which is actually the staff right here that has a sword inside. No one knows this except me and Gumshoe. So I think what this means is if anyone says that they know that this is a blade inside, that means that they are the murderer or they were involved in the murder. So I gotta keep an eye out for that. If anybody else mentions they know about it, that is a clue that they were involved somehow. We have Larry's horrible sketch, which last time I guessed could be actually upside down. Instead of her flying, it could be someone falling. Don't tell me. And of course we have the crime photo. We have the snowmobile, the autopsy, the Shichishito, which is not the murder weapon, but did stab into Elise. Other data, okay. And then of course we have Morgan Fay now. We have Dahlia Hawthorne, who is supposed to be dead. Of course we got Edgeworth. And the rest of the gang. Alright, let's press. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? It was in the Inner Temple's training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at the time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she?
No.
I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There, there. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor,
Why would Iris say that Maya is his girlfriend? I'll say the only one that really says that is Pearl. Pearl is always like, oh my god, Phoenix and Maya, you're so in love! Like, she's always pushing that when it's not the case at all. That's really weird. I feel like that's a clue. I feel like that's a clue. I'm gonna write it down. Iris says Maya is Nick's girlfriend. I don't know. Right now, I'm convinced this is Dahlia. I'm so convinced. I know that the hair color is different, but like, I don't know. She got a wig. I saw Mystic Elise strike Maya with her staff. You're saying that the victim attacked Maya. I mean, Miss Faye?
yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was gonna collapse.
What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear. This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. What happened after that? Okay, I don't think that one's important. I don't think that one's important. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Why would she do that if her staff is the weapon? Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And Elise Dunham tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
Huh. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? I think I do.
Hey, Zoe, welcome in. Glad to have you. Hope you're having a good Tuesday.
I was late. I was working on something with my new drawing tablet that I absolutely love and will treasure with my life.
Congratulations on your new tablet.
What kind of tablet is it? Is it like the kind where you plug it in and you draw on it and then it like reacts on the screen, or does it have a screen? Like so many kinds. Like one of those little Wacom ones? That's what I have. Nice! I'm glad you were having a good time with your tablet. A perfectly understandable reason. Do not pop into stream, no worries. Even if you don't have a reason, it's fine. I don't want to sound like, you have to have a good reason to not be here. Oh god. Yes, congrats on the tablet. Congrats. Okay, I'm gonna say there is a problem with the testimony. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Yes, well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Gramps! Okay, now, let's continue.
Jeez. Okay, she threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe. Are we really gonna reveal the murder weapon already? That's what this is telling me. But we do have more. So let's actually press this as well and see what happens. Listening to this while drawing makes Godot's close voice such a surprise every time. It's just, that's what we decided was good for Godot, and I've had to stick to it this whole time. Oh. It does have a screen, which is a huge upgrade. Oh, nice! It's an XP Pen Artist 12. I was gonna get a Wacom that didn't have a screen, but my family insisted because of finishing my first year of uni with great grades. Oh, that's amazing, Zoe! Congratulations! Yeah, those tablets are so cool. So how's the trial going? It's going okay. We've basically just started. I am cross-examining Iris right now. She is claiming that Maya committed the murder, and we are trying to disprove her because that's our girl. That is my daughter right there. No thank you. No murder charges, please. No, I respect the commitment to the bit. I had to, I mean, he could have been Italian. I remember that was an idea. Someone was like, make him sound like Mario. And I was like, I can't keep that up. I can't. I can't do that. And then everyone was like, okay, he's like a sexy character. You gotta do like... And then that's when I landed on the ASMR voice. So I try not to like yell or anything when I'm that close to the mic, but... Gotta commit to the bit. Hold it! She threw her staff away?
Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
It's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff. Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff?
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it's odd, all right.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger, I'm sure of this.
Okay. So we're gonna respond to this one. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. And then...
Mystic Maya, she turned things around and then she used the weapon she had taken and lunged forward for a strike.
Was she stabbed from the front? Witness, are you absolutely certain?
Yes, but believe me, she had no choice. If Mystic Maya hadn't done something...
Maya Fey's name would have been written on this autopsy report instead.
Yes, I see. This is bad. I still can't put the pieces together. Unless I find a contradiction in her testimony, Maya's going to get blamed for this.
I only have this to say.
Okay. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it. This is so odd. She's lying, but then trying to, like, save face for Maya? So you're saying Maya Fey was the one who stabbed Miss Elise Dunant. Sister Iris, is that really what you saw?
Yes.
Objection!
Tisk, 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 tried. If your mug is filled with black and bitter suspicions, the only way to get rid of them is to drink them down quick. Like this.
Like that? I know that's supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't get it.
There's only one thing you need to get, Trite. It's called evidence. Now hurry up, before my next cup gets cold.
What does that mean? Is Godot waiting for me to point out the contradictions? I'd like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, but I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First, I need to pick her testimony apart and expose the unnatural-sounding parts. Unnatural-sounding parts. I think he just means contradiction. Maybe? Sometimes it's a hint. I don't know why Iris would tell a story like this, but there are two things I noticed that just don't add up. There's two things. Okay, I found the weapon. Okay. Two things don't add up. Okay, went to the inner temple and saw it all happen.
in the garden. So, I mean, I guess that's the other contradiction, was that we know that she was not the one that went to the inner temple, but like Godot said, at this point it's hearsay. Oh, yes, I knew it! Okay, it's not that. The two things are, one, the murder weapon was the staff, and she's saying it was some random dagger. Two, Elise was stabbed in the back, thus showing it was not a wound of self-defense. But I think that's why Godot wants us to point it out, because that means that Maya killed Elise on purpose from behind instead of self-defense from the front. So that's the only thing. So I guess I'll show the murder weapon one. I feel like it's way too early for that, but I guess so. Okay, so two things don't add up. Elise stabbed in the back. Not front. And murder weapon. Okay, I got it. I thought so. When she said she was stabbed in the front, I was like, that sounds kind of weird. I don't think that's true. Okay, so let's try presenting the real murder weapon first, I guess. Okay. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events. Huh? Mr. Nom throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, because you didn't witness the murder. But the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword.
Ah.
If Elise Dunham really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? You look like Dahlia right now, I'll tell you what. You're making the same expression. That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. See, I feel weird telling him this. I feel like I shouldn't have revealed this, but even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well, that's conjecture! Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. So we gotta disprove this. Disprove. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. But there is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright?
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Dunham would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Oh. Let's see. Do I reveal the bio? Or do I reveal this? So, okay, he doesn't want me to show the stabbing from the front or the back. They want to show that Elise was Maya's mother. What best does that? This or her biography? Real name Misty Fey. I guess this one. Elise Dunham would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dunham. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey?
No, not Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to... Misty Fey is the master of the Kurain channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious?
Is it really true, Mr. Rat?
Was Elise Dunham actually the great mystic Misty? I mean, I think she's just gonna say, how could a mother try to kill her daughter? You know what I mean? She's gonna stick with her testimony. There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Ugh. I guess he wasn't prepared for that. Order! Order in the court! On first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented. 1. That the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight. And 2. That the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Shut up, Godot. Except for one little thing. Yes? What is this one little impossible thing? Huh. You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Did you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty. What? Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing? What the hell? Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. Has it been tested? Planted! Planted, I say! Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Huh? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. What? Okay, so there is a new dagger. It's found on the back pine tree at the new crime scene, basically, which they think is the real crime scene. Godot under-roasted, which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. It hasn't been tested. It could be ketchup! It could be paint! It could be tomato sauce! It could be jam! It could be an Expo red marker! It could be a flock of ladybugs, for all I know. And you want to tell me it's the blood of the victim? Just looking at it? This is BS. BS, I say. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. What, is this your sword, Godot? Is this your dagger that you planted at the crime scene? Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Yeah, how about that? Dagger added to the court record. Found behind a tree in the inner temple garden. Blood is now being analyzed. He's just trying to, he's trying to waste time here. He's trying to buy time. Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Cute girls never lie. Ever. Oh, whatever. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor.
Had to use a Von Karma technique, planting evidence. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced. The battle.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon.
After being hit over the head?
Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern.
Okay. Like, she got stabbed in the back, though. So I guess this is when we're going to talk about that.
That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story. Moving on.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Okay. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. This makes no sense. Mystic Maya stumbled after being hit over the head with the staff. Oh my goodness.
Give me a moment.
Alright. I'm checking on our little issue from earlier. Seems to have been cleared up.
So no worries. Okay. Everything's good.
Mr. Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all of this?
What do you mean?
Like, how did they not see you, girl? Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern.
I see snow there in this image.
I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me.
What? So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Was it? Didn't the torches look lit? I remember that. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck? Okay, but the only thing is, I can't say, oh, actually, the torches were lit on this because she doesn't mention it in the overall text. So, it's not going to be that. She dodged Mystic Elise's next attack with... and stole her weapon! Oh my god, I can't talk. Okay. She dodged the attack and stole a weapon. What happened to the victim's staff then?
I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I really couldn't see.
She keeps saying that.
I think it got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated.
That makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second. The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground.
Oh, not that. Ugh, I don't have a picture of the garden. I really wish I did. Well, I guess it's not important then. If I don't have it, I don't need it.
And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up.
Nothing sounds especially strange yet. What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her? Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the lantern. Now this is where it gets weird, because she was stabbed in the back. You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim?
Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point. It's just silly. As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. Your animal analogies have grown tiresome. You were the one who started it! Anyway, so after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next?
That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise.
Okay. Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
Almost?
The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
So it's possible that the one who was actually fighting Elise was not Maya. Because why would she think that it was Dahlia? Dahlia is supposed to be dead. So she would be like, oh, that must be Maya. Couldn't tell who was who. Then how are you giving testimony with such certainty? Like, really? I really need to know who slides Godot his coffees, or does he just have mild psychic powers? There's some poor, like, unpaid intern that works for Godot, and their only job is to run back and forth from the coffee machine and just keep throwing these coffees in his direction and grabbing the empty mugs as he throws them off, and if they drop it, they get fired. That's what I'm gonna believe. That poor intern being Gumshoe. Yeah, willing to bet it's a Gumshoe or Beacons. Oh my god. I'm gonna think it's Gumshoe now. I couldn't tell who was who. What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely. We know that Maya Fey was at the inner temple that night, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Dunam. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who? Ugh, I don't have anything to counter that yet. Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. The two of them faced each other for a moment. Then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Then Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh?
Yes.
No, she wasn't. So I wonder if I react to this one? Or this one? Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. The unpaid intern is just yeeting this coffee because they're thirsty for it. They're like, I don't need to be paid. My payment is just getting to look at Godot all day. Oh no. Where did that dagger go?
I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see.
According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely it was flung toward the tree after the struggle. How did it hit the back of the tree? That is the most likely explanation, yes. After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away?
Now that I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while, and Mystic Maya stood there, not moving an inch. It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then, suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over.
It seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that is completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone, that alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. Alright, well, I know for sure it has to be where she was stabbed. I just need to figure out which one to react to. So it's either this one, or this one. I guess it'd make sense if it was this one because it talks about her back. So let's try it. Okay, it's gonna be the autopsy. No? Okay, is it the other one? It has to be the stabbing part. Let's try it again on this one. I'm so convinced. There, okay, I just chose the wrong one. I knew it was one of those. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh?
Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back.
Uh-huh.
This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
Ah!
What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift?
Is that all you have to say? I hope so. Please stop talking.
I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Could you please knock it off with the cheeky proverbs and illogical metaphors already? Yeah, please. The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter. And now, she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
It's just what? You're a liar? Huh? You only eat hot chip and lie? Hey friend, welcome.
Howdy. Hope you're having a good Tuesday.
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself!
The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly.
So now you're gonna use the dark garden to your benefit, when before I said that because it was so dark she probably couldn't even know who was there. But no, now the dark garden helps you. Okay, I see how it is.
A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light.
Light?
By the way, did you know? Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit.
Okay, why are you telling me that? That kind of goes against what we're talking about. Okay, so Hazakura must light torches, or lanterns, when people train. Okay. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible?
It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night.
So I have a way to discount what he's saying, but I don't know if I have the evidence for it. We have proof that, or not proof, but we saw for ourselves that the lantern had been lit very recently. So what he's saying is a complete lie. So Godot is claiming the lantern wasn't used a long time, so the garden was dark. Okay.
There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening.
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite?
No! What are you worried about? We know that the torch was lit. We know the lantern was lit. Come on. Order! Order!
Here, Your Honor, let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
Stone lantern added to the court record.
A lantern from the inner temple garden was not lit the night of the crime. I thought we had proof that it was lit. Well, okay, what we saw was that there was like a square of snow melted away or gone from around the lantern. I guess we don't have proof that it was melted by the lantern? Me putting my whole hand inside my coffee. Godot said all senses. Pouring coffee directly in my ear hole. Yes, all the senses. I would not recommend. I would not recommend doing that. Not as productive as I would like, but no major setbacks either. So yay. Glad to hear it, Fran. All Godot does is drink coffee and lie. Truly. That is literally his personality. And also, like, flirt. Just constantly. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern. There's something written on it. Is Godot just playing dumb? Why? It's written in blood! Oh boy. The judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood?
It says Maya upside down!
What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
Huh. It certainly looks that way.
Hang on. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
Godot doesn't know? What do you mean, what are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Oh. He can't see it because of the visor? Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. I think it's blending in with the red of the visor. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot?
Okay then. Let's move on.
Godot is literally shaking, and somehow, I don't think it's from the caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Miss Dunham was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
No, it might actually be the caffeine, too. He has, like, such a tolerance for coffee now. He can drink 50 cups and be fine. Tired, even. Sister Iris's cover-up. This is so odd. So, we're establishing that Maya did the murder, even though We know she didn't do that. Godot, your heart's gonna burst out of your chest. He's just gonna pop it back in. Caffeine and red visor equal big panic. Red flags through pink shades, but make it literal, right? He can't see the red flags. They just look like flags. Oh no. Goodness gracious. Actually, all flags look like red flags to Godot. Maybe that's why he's so antagonistic sometimes. He's just fighting everybody. He's like, you all have red flags. Oh. Okay. After Mystic Elise died,
I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Kurain tradition, so I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... I used the Shichishito to alter the way the wound looked.
so if you thought she was stabbed from the front, why would you put the sword in her back? So you moved the body.
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Dunam was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but...
You were spotted by the head nun. Oh, sorry.
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, boy. Welcome in, Joseph. The Fae clan, headed by Tina. Tina Fae. Sister Iris's cover-up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. And then what happened? So you waited until everything was over before making a move?
No, it's not like that.
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't it your job as the judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done.
The Fae clan is so cool. Mystic Tina went on to write Mean Girls, one of my favorite movies. Not only are they spirit channelers, they also make really good shows. Thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Kurain tradition. So then, you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fae?
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
So, Iris claims to recognize Maya as a Kurain master, when Bikini didn't. Odd. Very odd indeed. Yeah, so Godot wears this visor. Apparently something happened to him and he needs that in order to function. But I don't know what happened to him yet. It hasn't revealed that. But in a previous, flashback, Godot was shown without the visor. His hair wasn't white, it was black. So something between then and now occurred and made his hair turn white, and now he needs the visor. But yeah, it's not just for fashion. He definitely needs it. But I don't know why yet. I moved the body from the inner temple. Why did you do that? But why, though?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself?
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh? Dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold.
What does that have to do with anything? But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to the temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya.
If there was no body?
That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
The river would have taken it away from the frickin' temple. What do you mean?
Huh. Makes perfect sense to me.
Of course it does. Of course.
For the time being.
Keep forgetting. Oh my god. Because I sit back every time and then I'm like, oh, nope, he has more dialogue. The way you lean in the mic for that one voice gets to me. I know. We established when this character was first introduced that he is like a flirtatious, sexy guy. And we were trying to come up with a voice that I could do for him for the rest of the playthrough. And we landed on ASMR, like low dude voice. So that's what I have to do now. He was almost Italian. He was almost Italian, but I can't keep that up. Oh. It's a Japanese myth that dumb people can't catch colds because they wouldn't know that they're sick. So the same thing in Wylat. Oh. I'm just like, why did he even bring that up? Wait, murder body disposal tips? Why are we critiquing this? Because it doesn't make sense! And we're trying to prove that she's lying. Oh. I forgot to lend you my brain cells. Thank you. Brain cells, such a good emote, yes. Drawn by our very own Ruuuvo. Ruuuvo. There we go. Who may or may not be opening commissions soon. I don't think they're ready right now, but soon. Also learned that from watching Bishi's Wylat stream. You see, you remember something from my stream that I don't. I don't remember my own stream. Someone in chat said it. Oh my god. Oh. Like, I remember hearing that phrase before, but I forgot they said it in Yakuza as well. Oh, the new commission page is live. Oh, maybe they are ready. Your chat is full of smart people.
Indeed it is.
I learn new stuff all the time. I like streaming because I learn new things. I collect little facts in my brain, except for the ones that I don't remember, like that one. I learn new things and then they go out the other ear, so that's fun. Sometimes it takes chat telling me something 10 times, and then finally I remember it. If we kept Godot's voice as Italian.
Hey, you tried. I'm going to throw my mug of a coffee at you.
Pilot episode Godot. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my god. That's getting to me. Okay.
Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple.
The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? Yeah, because I think what she said is wrong. Okay. So she says, just now, that she took the snowmobile back and forth. Now, I think we determined that the snowmobile was taken to the bridge before it started to snow. And then someone walked back and forth, and that's why there's those footsteps. And then it was taken back after the snow had stopped. And that's why you have these tracks the way they are. But I don't know if what she's saying is a contradiction yet. I gotta think about it more. I think I want to ask about the tracks.
Maybe. Perhaps.
I don't know. One of those. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
She might be telling the truth, but we'll see. I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped.
Now that, let me verify. I think I actually figured out when she was killed more specifically than this last time. So let me just check my notes. Let me check my handy dandy Ace Attorney notebook real quick. So much. Okay. Okay. So we do know that Iris rang the lights out bell at 10 p.m. So 10 p.m., she was still at the temple. We did see just now that the snow was still falling after 10. So that's why I'm like, okay, maybe she could have taken it over there before the snow stopped. Okay. Still looking if there's an exact time for when she was killed. Maybe that was 2 weeks ago. It's all about Morgan and Pearl. I don't think we have a time of death. Because here it just says 10 to 11. That's a whole hour. Yeah, maybe it was like 2 weeks ago. Okay. Still gotta check my notes. By the way, love your jumper. Oh, my sweater? Thank you. It actually has short sleeves, which means I can only wear it when it's not super cold. I mean sweater. So jumper is just like what y'all call sweaters, right?
Yeah.
It's like oh, what do you call this length of sleeve? Like 3/4? No, 3/4 is like here. Like a half sleeve? I don't know. Yeah. It has a little turtleneck. I can do this.
Thank you. It's lovely. Thanks.
Yeah, it's cold here right now, but not freezing, so that means it's perfect for me to wear something that has no full sleeves, but it's still warm. Hey, Flame! Glad you could make it. Got home from class and immediately crashed, so that's why I'm late. No worries, I appreciate you being here. I was hoping you'd make it for the last stream. I'm thinking we're gonna finish it today. I'm still in the middle of the trial right now. But I remember last time, someone, it might have been you, said that I might be able to finish it today. So we're either doing it today or tomorrow, because if we don't finish it today, I'm gonna keep streaming it until we finish it, because we're very close to being done. I know that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out some facts about the case right now. So I'm not stuck, but I'm trying to think about some things so I don't get stuck. Yeah, if it's not today, my bad. No worries. We might go a little bit extra just to see if I can finish it today. If I don't finish it at the usual end of stream time. But yeah, okay, so I'm trying to figure out if I found a better time of death for Elise. I have a bunch of times written down here. Let's see. Okay. So murder was after 10:50. So the murder happened between 10:50 to 11 p.m. according to this note I wrote down from like 2 weeks ago. So murder was between 10:50 to 11. Okay. I knew I had it somewhere. Alright, so Iris is saying when the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Let's see if that's true. According to that note, weather, so snow fell from 7 to 10:50. Murder happened around 10:50, so she's saying the snow had stopped when the murder took place. So basically, I think she's telling the truth there, as long as this time is accurate. Okay, just wanted to make sure. The murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks. How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? I didn't see a contradiction, but it could just be I didn't see it, and it's there still. I think... let's go through it again and have her talk about the snowmobile instead and see what differences there are. Nothing I've heard sounds strange at all. I'd better not get too worked up about it. I'm fine, Your Honor. I have no problems with her testimony. Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. You transported the body by snowmobile all the way to the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
Yes, I thought that way Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought anyway. And then
I used the Shishito to alter the way the wound looked. Let's press this again and try the other option about the snowmobile. Let me hear more about this snowmobile ride.
Well, it was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony.
Excuse me?
Godot. Oh, sorry. Godot. Now I'm leaning in for the wrong characters. I don't know what's up with today. I lean in for the other characters. I don't lean in for Godot. Godot, what are you up to now?
That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates.
Let's recall her comments on the subject.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean.
The snowmobile was in front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say?
Interesting Godot is pointing it out. Okay. Order! Mr. Godot! Why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony?
Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay?
Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yes, and maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it? That doesn't sound right.
Huh. Whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just, you'd better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. A smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint? That was weird. That was odd. Okay.
What does it all mean?
So, Bikini claims she saw snowmobile. Godot's kind of sussy right now. He's acting kind of sussy baka-ish. Okay, Bikini claims she saw the mobile. Iris contradicts this. Godot tells her to be careful. I mean, it could be that he's forcing her to confess. But, Alright. Let's see. Godot is the Lord of Sussex. The sus. He puts the sus into that location. Let's continue with the testimony. So you transported the body by snowmobile all the way to the Hazakura Temple. Okay, so I'm glad we did both of those. The sus in a sea. Oh no. Oh no. I thought that way she would never be suspected. That was a weird one. So the question is, do I want to go back and choose the other option again? Because even though we learned a little bit, like maybe we got a hint as to what's going on here, we didn't add anything to the testimony to change. So let's do it again. And let's say yes to it being important. So about the snowmobile. No, about the tracks. Okay. Let's say it's important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Or does it? Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record.
Huh. This should be fun. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped, so we'll have to see. Okay, and then we have something else to talk about here. Let's press on this first, and then we'll press on the new testimony there. The sussification of chat. Absolutely horrendous. Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes, that's right.
She probably thought the worst. Probably? More like definitely. I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Miss Dunant.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Okay, so let's press on this now. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear.
That's right. I'm certain of it.
I think I've trapped her this time.
I see how you think. Snow, huh?
What is going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it would mean there's a bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid, Revelations, huh?
That's a reference I'm not getting.
Okay, so... So I'm just gonna write down what he just said so I can remember it. Oh, it's a Matrix movie? Oh my god. Is it? Bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. So he's throwing shade on that movie right now. Is that what you're telling me? I've seen The Matrix, but I didn't remember that. It's Matrix Revolutions? Oh! Oh, it's right, The Grid instead of The Matrix. It's like a parody name. Oh, I was gonna say, like, I don't remember it being called that. My bad. They gotta avoid copyright infringement, right? The Matrix Sus Solutions. The Sussy Matrix. Okay, so he's saying if Snow stopped for murder. Throwing shade at Matrix 3 because it sucks. Isn't there a Matrix movie where, you know what? Never mind. I was thinking of a completely different movie. Okay. If Snow stopped before the murder... Let me write this down and then I'll say what I was thinking. It's a big contradiction, basically. Alright. Anyway...
Well then, Mr. Trite, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather, at the end of your index finger.
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. I'm scared. I'm worried, because Godot doesn't seem to be worried whatsoever. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Okay. Iris is trying to pin... I mean, I guess I already knew that, but... I guess I thought either she wasn't lying or she is lying, so I think Phoenix is saying she's lying on purpose now. Okay. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Let's see if I have something that contradicts it. So... I need to prove that the snow was still falling at the time of the murder. How would I prove that? I think the snow did stop before the murder, though, because... So here, for instance, her body doesn't have any snow on it, so by the time that she put the sword into her back, it had stopped snowing. We know that. That's not the murder. We know that the sphere had snow on it, so it fell before the murder. We have the snowmobile. There is no snow on the snowmobile. It had been used after the snow had stopped. I don't know, this one's kind of throwing me for a loop because I don't really believe that the snow stopped necessarily. Oh my god. Why? Why have you done this? Gotta raise the moon? Dear god. Oh, Jesus. That was the real murder weapon. She got frightened by that sound effect and died. Okay, so yeah, the time of the murder is 10 to 11. I'm pretty convinced it happened between 10:50 to 11. The weather report says the snow stopped at 10:50. I don't rightly know. I could also respond to this and talk about the snowmobile. Victim was watching Bishi at time of murder, heard the poot noise, and dropped 10 feet to her death. Oh god!
It's not my fault.
I used the snowmobile to carry it back to the temple. Do I have something to testify against that? Alright, I'm back. Please tell me what to do.
Please help.
I need some kind of a hint.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
No fries, only game now. So I'm stuck on this one part. She used a snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple. I think the ticket is this one. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. But I am really convinced that she's not lying, so I don't know how to contradict this, because to me, the snow did stop. So I don't know if this is actually the dialogue I need to react to. Let me pull up a guide. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the lurk, wizard. Can't believe we just sat there talking for like, what, 40 minutes? Amazing. There's a quote from the movie where a bus driver says, "You girls be careful, there's some weirdos out there." And Nancy goes, "We are the weirdos, mister." Did we make everybody hungry with our food chat? Oh my gosh. Also, welcome in, Alfred. Have you showed the tracks yet? I haven't really showed anything. We definitely talked about the tracks, but it didn't add any new dialogue. Talking about the snowmobile added this dialogue right here. You pressed on everything, right? I think so. I pressed on this as well. I think it's just like, I've been sitting here thinking about it so long, and then we had that big chat just now. So now I'm just feel kind of lost. The new dialogue is important. Focus on the snow, that's all I'll say. Okay, that's a good hint. At least I know I'm not, like, wrong for thinking this is it. Have you tried asking her her favorite tea? I haven't. That's one thing I haven't tried. Craft is a great movie if you're a goth teenager who hates everyone. I didn't have a goth phase, but I did have a hate everybody phase, so maybe I would have enjoyed it then. No worries, Alfred, no worries. Usually when you get new testimony, it's key. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm just like, I don't really see the contradiction with this one, but all right. So let me think about it a little bit more deeply here. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. So let's think outside the box here, I suppose. Thank you for that, brain emo. My goodness. That's so cute. Little brain pat. Oh. Okay, let me see. Everything having to do with the snow, let's look at. So something that we've talked about a lot in this case is the time it takes to go between different places. I don't know if that's important. This doesn't have anything to do with the snow. That doesn't. See before the lights out bell, the night of the crime, protects from evil spirits. I don't think this is important. Weather data definitely has to do with the snow. Snow happened from 7 p.m. to approximately 10:50 p.m. And then lightning was 10 to 11. Lightning struck the Dusky Bridge at 10:45. I think that might be it, actually. So, or I don't know, actually. So if the bridge was destroyed at 10:45. That means that she would not have been able to take the bridge, to take the body, anywhere. So maybe it's just this and it was in front of me, I didn't read it. Because I was so focused on the snow. But if the murder took place at 10:50, like what I had written down from a previous stream, then she would have been stuck on the other side of the bridge with the body and wouldn't have been able to move it. But I don't know if the murder did happen at 10:50, but yeah, there seems to be something odd about the timing here. 30 minutes passed between fire starting and going out, and by then the bridge was destroyed. So maybe it's the weather day. Oh dear God. Oh Jesus! Okay, let's go ahead and try that just to see what happens. Oh, it's not that. Okay, it's something else then. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Hey, Caramel. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Lexicon. Welcome in. Didn't expect you to still be on. Yeah, I usually stream until, I think like 12:30 a.m. And sometimes I stream longer. I usually go for about 4 hours, but if we're like really in a game or something, it's usually longer. Yeah, howdy. Good to see you. Only 3 hours late, that's okay. You actually just missed a whole hour of us just arguing about fast food, so we weren't even playing the game. But yeah, welcome in. Also, what's your opinion on Whataburger versus other burger places? I feel like I should already know this, but... Check what dialogue you're presenting on. You had the right idea. Check what dialogue you're presenting on? Well, I thought it was this one. You're really risking derailing the stream like this again? Well, I can just ignore what you all say and play the game without reading chat! Like some kind of monster! Okay, what else has to do with snow? This has to do with snow. This might have to do with the snow. Because there's snow in it. This no longer talks about the snow, but I remember it used to. This doesn't really have anything to do with the snow. Maybe I should just reveal the autopsy? Because it talks about the time of death and that's what I keep talking about. I'm gonna try it, but I'm not super confident that it's this one. Yeah, it's not. Okay, that was a shot in the dark for sure. Not necessarily specifically the snow. What about the details in the weather report make it impossible to have occurred? Well, yeah, I think it was the bridge thing. So, I was just convinced this is what I was supposed to react to. So the bridge one, okay. Dragged it behind me all the way across desk. Okay. Huh. So I guess it wasn't about the snow. Well, we'll see in a second. Yeah, okay. So I just had to read that last part, and then I was really stuck on the fact that it had to be the new dialogue. But I guess the new dialogue maybe was just helping me go in the right direction? I don't know. Kind of threw me for a loop there. Alright. Never commit to one part. Gotta be flexible. I know. Usually I would. Hold on. Okay. Usually I would, but... Oh my goodness. What are we arguing about now, Pizza? I'm just gonna skim chat. I really gotta try to finish the game. Yeah, we're definitely gonna go over the usual stream time today, but that's okay. I feel good. Ooh, Smash Burger. Ooh, Smash Burger's really good. Oh, no worries, Lexicon. No worries. Smash Burger if it wasn't so expensive. Oh, y'all are talking about an actual place called Smash Burger. I thought you were talking about burgers that were like a Smash Burger style burger. Oh, never mind. I don't think I've had that. I've never had water burger, Bishi. You gotta try it. Time for pizza opinions. Oh, dear God. Oh, don't like pizza. Skimming chat. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Never had Whataburger, unsure. Oh dear, oh great heavens! Oh dear God! There was 2 sneezes in that. Oh. Another burger place an hour and a half from me called A Burger. Have a burger! My goodness. Pineapple on pizza, oh boy, that's the big thing. I used to be very vehemently against pineapple on pizza, but I've had it a few times and I'm like, oh, that's nothing to argue about, it's fine. I'm tired of pretending it's not good. Yeah, right, I mean, everyone has different preferences. Barbecue pizza. Gesundheit, thank you. I don't like pineapple or pizza. Oh my God. It's funny. I'm gonna attempt to spell it. Yeah. Double bless you. Thank you. The way you pronounce pizza is very charming. Oh my God. That's been commented on so many times. I appreciate you calling it charming though. That's very sweet. But yeah, I think it's just the way that my family said it with an accent growing up, so I say it pizza too. But then again, I think I asked them a few years back and they said, no, I say pizza. And then I was really confused. So I don't know why I say it like pizza anymore, actually. I don't know. I think I've said it like that since I was a kid and no one ever corrected me, so I just say pizza. I know it's pizza. I know it's pizza. But I'm not gonna change myself to fit into your little boxes. So I say it pizza. Oh, my Japanese grandmother calls it pizza. Oh. Pizza-chew. I say pizza. Yeah, most people say pizza. I think everybody says pizza except, you know, me and Caramel's grandma. Who's this pizza person? Peak pizza is peak pizza equal pizza. That's why I always think you speak like my sister, but I could never figure out why you both say pizza the same way. Your sister is not like little anymore, right? Oh, you remind me of my 5-year-old sister. Probably not. I'm just making sure. Because I think I said it since, oh no, she's 8. Okay. I was gonna say, like, I hope I don't sound like a toddler. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Take a peek at my pizza. Okay, we're derailing stream again. Y'all are too much. Okay. I can't do this. Hold on. Engaging serious Ace Attorney mode. You claimed that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
What?
This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at the time.
Why do you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire. Girly pop?
What did you say? What does girly pop mean?
The bridge was on fire? You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
What? But it can't be! It can't be!
It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney.
No!
Order! Order! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. Okay, so I'm actually gonna write this down because knowing me, I'll forget the details of this. So, by time of murder, bridge was destroyed. Or at least on fire. Okay, I'll say on fire.
Got it.
Iris really said no!
No!
There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself? The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. Me? How dare you? Iris.
Oh no! Clear! The condensation! Oh no, Dahlia!
Remember the last note that just said Phoenix or Nick was here and it helped you solve it? Yeah, that was amazing, actually. The guide I'm looking at is so dramatic. I feel like I need to say that. I mean, it is Ace Attorney, so the guide should be just as dramatic, right? Me? How dare you? Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Dunam was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Okay. Two facts! Coming at you fast! Elise found in Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Dunam's body. Okay. Got it. He makes a good point on both accounts. Oops.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night,
Because you were Dahlia?
so my memory's still somewhat hazy.
Did this girlie just tell me the answer? Okay. Don't say anything. Don't tell me. Of course. Don't tell me the truth. No spoilers. But I think... I mean, this would make the most sense. I think maybe Iris channeled Dahlia? So maybe Iris has been playing us this whole time? Because I remember, like, she was telling the truth when she didn't kill Elise. But it would have been because she was channeling Dahlia, so Dahlia could have been the one that actually killed her, which is how Iris was telling the truth. So Iris could be actually not that good of a person and is in cahoots with Dahlia because she feels regret over not helping her sister during that last, the kidnapping attempt, the fake kidnapping. So that could be it. That's going to be my theory right now. So, Iris... and the reason why I put that together too is she said she wasn't herself that night. That's a big red flag. Another one is that the person who channeled got to this note before Pearl did. who else would have access to the Fae household? Well, not Fae, but the Pearl Morgan's house. Oh my god. What is her last name Fae too? Yeah, Fae. Okay, so who else would have access to Morgan Faye's home but her family, her daughters? So Pearl had access because that's her daughter, and then maybe Iris and Dahlia would know where the house is, and they could go read the notes. So Iris totally could have gone back to the house, opened the letter, and saw what the mother was asking, but Morgan was expecting Pearl to read it, but instead her other daughter did. So, I don't know. Okay. Iris could have channeled Dahlia. They are twins. Channel Dahlia and open the letter. So that is my theory now. I don't know. Going through a whole brain blast right now. Same. I mean, what? Hey, Wafer, welcome in. You know, we were just insulting In-N-Out like an hour ago, and it was so funny because I was like, oh, I hope that one of my friends who loves In-N-Out is here, like one of my Californian friends. And now you're here. In-N-Out is awful. Okay, bye. I had enough already. But we had some people in chat who really like In-N-Out. So no, we were just having a discussion about fast food, and we were all like arguing playfully about different fast food chains of like, oh, I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I love this, and I love that, you know. I was purposely going in on In-N-Out, just in case one of you was watching. Oh gosh. I am trying to finish this game. I remember the last case was solved through the note that said red herring. I forgot about that. I love Godot's visor because there's no reason it has to look like that. They could have built it to be functional and discreet, but they built him a sci-fi machine to stick onto his face because this video game is silly. I confirm I've never played this, so I have no idea what's going on. Our Twitch friend, Hank Hill. The penguin booty! Oh my goodness. That is a big booty. A game theory. Yeah. That's all I got. Don't like In-N-Out. I tried it before when I was in California. I just didn't like it. But if you like it, there's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't like it. I'll take Five Guys. I don't think I've actually tried Five Guys. Here we go again. Yeah. I like 5 gays. My 5 gay friends. Water burger superior. And she stopped looking at chat. But, okay. Fine. I do not see it. Okay. So anyway, I was just talking about what I thought was going on. You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Trite, maybe you can explain this for the court.
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow, the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard.
That's true. So... that is a conundrum. Impossible to bring body across bridge after murder because it was on fire. But body ended up in courtyard. So maybe the real murder didn't happen in the garden? That's a possibility, but I think it's pretty established that it did happen in the garden, so I don't know. I'll have to think about this.
Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick.
Ugh, well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge. So, Phoenix is saying she did go across the bridge, but she was not dragged across it in a normal fashion. Well, you know what we do have? This picture. we have this picture that shows a body on the bridge when it's on fire. I don't know what it means yet, but I have a feeling this is going to be the solution to what we are currently facing here. So I'm going to write a note to myself. I don't understand it yet. It's a painting. It's not a photo. Yeah, it's a drawing. I think it's upside down, but I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
Heck! All right then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? Oh? Is it?
I don't know.
Moving the body.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess.
And then the testimony ends there.
Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there's a way to cross a burning bridge?
So it was just a misunderstanding. I see.
This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
We have a new picture! Oh yeah. I think I see what's going on. Gotta run. No worries, PC Man. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I hope you have fun playing video games, and we'll see you next time. Good night! It certainly was burned to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall.
Yeah, those wires are very interesting.
Yes, very interesting. Kind of reminds me of something. You know? Kind of reminds me of something. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. Dusky Bridge photo added to the court record, taken the morning after the crime. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth, and Maya will be accused of murder.
Tried. I'm only going to say it one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. All right, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination. Moving the body. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So this might be what I react to, honestly. Because I'm getting the feeling that there is some kind of other way to do it. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place...
I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
Okay. I must have gotten confused. But you'd seem to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
Yeah, okay. Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? Very Dahlia of you. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it matter? This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law.
Well, Mr. Wright, Let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
Huh? Well, naturally, it was,
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
But if it had been some kind of a special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation.
No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite.
What?
By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire.
That's what I'm gonna do. Are you saying that there is a way to cross a burning bridge? Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across.
Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing a burning bridge? Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
Yeah, Larry did!
Huh. If there was, I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness.
Well, he wasn't a very good one.
After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something.
I've come all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all my evidence and see where that takes me. I've got to be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. I'm pretty sure that's what it's gonna be, so yeah. Good night, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Oh, I don't know if we'll do more Ace Attorney tomorrow. If I don't finish the game today, yes. But if I finish tonight, we will be playing some Pokemon. But either way, thanks so much for hanging out, Arkham. And we'll see you next time, no matter what we're playing. Godot said no trauma dumping in court. The shark thing is a myth. Oh yeah, is it a myth? Is it? I gotta look it up. Spreading misinformation. Yeah, it's such a common thought to have. Very, very common belief. I don't think you'll finish today in my humble onion. Oh dear God, are you serious? Okay, well, I'll keep going and see what happens. Oh no. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I guess I contradict this one. I don't feel bad for Larry. He's got such a bad personality, it doesn't invoke sympathy when bad things happen to him. Yeah! If Larry was a little bit better of a person, I wouldn't bully him so much, but dear God. One more day for sure! Oh no! I really thought I was gonna do it today! Oh! Even if I go a little bit overtime? Now that I remember more? Oh my God, y'all. I've been misled. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah. I don't think it's chat's fault, necessarily. I just got here. You could have finished if not for the hamburger curse. Well, I can go an hour over chat to compensate. I mean, an hour over time. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What?
Huh. You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous! Who is it? Who is this witness? I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go. I mean, I already know who it is, but I'm gonna save anyway. Oh, okay. Miss Elise Dunham's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laurice Dunham. Brilliant?
Highly gifted.
Apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony. That night, he was at the Mountain Shack, Heavenly Hall, and that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
Huh. Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with the sketch?
Upside down? Why did Godot say that? Well, yeah, that's what I think it should do. All right, then. Let's hear the defense's theory. But isn't he, like, helping me? What exactly is this sketch trying to show? I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Oh, no. Hey, Bonnie, welcome. I love how off the rails this part gets is still better than case 2-3. This whole trial has been absolutely wild. All right, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. This sketch drawn by Larice Dunham is evidence of nothing, a complete contradiction, exactly what happened. It's definitely not this one. I think it's this one. It's just that you gotta flip it around. Have to tune in earlier next time. Love to stay till 12:30 or 1, but gotta be up for work and no later than 5:30. No worries, Lexicon. Thanks so much for popping in. I appreciate it. Good to see you. And we'll see you around next time you have a chance to pop in. No worries. Good night. Remember how he said he wanted to protect Maya for Mia? That's probably why. Ah, so that could be why Godot maybe wants to help us a little bit. Godot is on the Miles line of thinking, just want to get the truth. Okay, I'm gonna say exactly what happened. Unless complete contradiction. Oh, of course the victim was flying through the air. I'm gonna automatically say I don't think that's it. I don't think so. I think it is the contradiction because we do want it to be flipped around. Is it? I want it to be upside down. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Larice Dunham stated it over and over, that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. Right. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. Oh, pass out time for me too. Have a good night. No worries, Caramel. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you, and have pleasant dreams. We'll see you around. See you. Yeah, actually, I think it was like the second time it showed me the picture of Larry looking up at the sky. I put 2 and 2 together that he was looking upside down. And that's when I started thinking about the drawing, because it's not possible someone was flying, but they could be underneath the bridge somehow. It contradicts reality?
Huh, this is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, Trite. So what exactly contradicts reality as we know it?
Well, the person floating, right? This flying figure, naturally. After all, people haven't learned to fly yet. Or did I miss something?
Mr. Wright, that answer just now, it was lethal.
Oh, dear God. Okay. Is it this? Oh, is it the suspense lines? Because that's what made me think maybe it's upside down, because the suspense, or the lines that are holding the bridge up, are underneath it. So maybe it wanted me to say that. Mr. Wright, after dragging us all the way to this point, that answer was embarrassing. I just wanted y'all to see the flavor text, don't worry. It was so embarrassing, I'm actually blushing. Well, blushing only suits women, not the elderly. Anyway, what now? Huh? Point to something else. Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I'm in a tight spot now. What I really need to do is turn this case upside down. Time for me to flip things around and get them straight again in my head. Do you know what you're saying this time? He stated it over and over. The sketch was exactly as he saw it. But, if we're to believe the testimony, the sketch contradicts reality. See, like, I knew it was the lines, but I was like, oh, I guess the body? Okay, so it's gonna be these. And I knew that. I knew it. It's this wire connected to the bridge. A wire?
Huh. Is that the thing that contradicts reality?
It is indeed.
Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality.
Oh, well, it'd be the picture you gave me. Yeah. That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes. Now, compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge, jumping Jehoshaphat! The wires are below the guard wires. What? Hey, Jake, welcome in. Order, order! This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong.
With someone like Clarice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
Are you saying you know the answer to that?
Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Clarice was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Ponder what sort of position Clarice must have been in at the time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. You silly old fool. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. Ah!
No way.
Clarice Dunham witnessed the event while he was lying on his back face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. I actually knew this like a few streams ago, but... So then, this sketch should actually... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Clarice Dunham's sketch is like this. Yup. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Ridiculous! Okay, so... Oh!
Of all the things to say, a pendulum?
I'm writing notes, hold on. Ridiculous! Godot's so shocked he's speaking an OO speech. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side, and a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Let's think about this for a minute, shall we?
Doesn't he mean a pendulum? Wolf has redeemed a Ruuuvo voice.
Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff.
Yes, that sounds right.
In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you would need a rope at least 10 yards long.
Pendulum. Okay, so you need... rope 10 yards.
To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead.
The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. It doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope up beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them.
Yeah, I remember we noticed that the wire on connecting the side where the murder took place to the bridge was severed. or just not connected anymore. So that exact rope was the one they used to swing across. Yeah, they used the support rope. I mean, I knew that already because they said that it was snapped, and you can even see in the picture right here that it's hanging down. And that easily looks like it could swing to the other side. Very long.
What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. In that case, Mr. White, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had a rope on hand to create a pendulum?
Okay, well, I think it'd be the picture, right? Oh gosh, I haven't saved. I'll show the picture. And the meaning of this is? If you want to know where the rope came from, yeah, let me save again. I'm very good at Ruuuvo voice, I think. I'm humble about most things, but I won't be humble about my Ruuuvo voice. If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. Ah, this is one of the wires from the bridge. When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Dunam's body. Oh my god. Wow. Who caught it on the other side? Ah, the two twins. They're working together. Because there was simply no other way to move the body.
Huh. Glug 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 glug.
Mr. Godot? It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. Judge, pause. You think my beard is glorious? How sweet. Oh, he chugging. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all.
Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us.
I can't after I've saved.
Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
It almost sounds like Mortal Kombat. It could be the bruises on her body and how they said it seemed like she had fallen 10 feet. So at this point, I think we know she did not fall from the window. She was killed in the garden and then swung across like a pendulum to the other side. So that would explain all the bruising. So I'm gonna go with that. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. Very telling. So then, that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here... It would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. I'm actually going to draw that out. Got it. Did you say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report. Pulling out the autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. Oh, wow. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Oh. That is where we found the sphere. Wow, it's all coming together. Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off of Miss Elise Dunam's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found. That's true, because when we were interviewing Larry, he did say, I guess we found that the sphere dropped where the person had landed. And really, it turns out that was the dead body landing on the other side of the bridge. So hold on, I'm gonna write some of this down. Okay, so crystal sphere landed where body swung across. Okay, that's how it got there. Look at this autopsy report. Every time I do it makes me snort. Should not be snorting at autopsy reports. Even more important is the place where the crystal sphere was found. Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. Yep. The crystal was found? Oh, precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. What was that? An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. I was wondering what that sound was! Mr. Wright!
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
I was in a silly, goofy mood. That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh? And what would that be?
The aroma.
Huh?
A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma.
The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffinese. Can you elaborate a bit more?
If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it.
Of course. An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So, who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Trite?
Yeah, you know, I will say my theory from earlier of Iris, spirit channeling Dahlia, that would still mean she'd be in the same place at the same time. So it does make more sense if someone else was channeling Dahlia so that the two twins could be in different places. So I think we still don't know for sure who was channeling her, but someone was channeling her other than Pearl and was working together with Iris to do this. So I think it's true that Iris is still the accomplice. Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Very well, then. If you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side? Hazakura Temple side. So, I think Dahlia was at the Inner Temple. We've established that before. And Iris was the accomplice on the other side. Unless they've done a little bit of a switcheroo on me somehow. I'm gonna say Iris. Does Godot have a barista off screen? Either that, or he's psychic and moves the mugs with his mind, or he has an intern that is unpaid. Instead of we get it, you vape it, we get it, you drink coffee. Exactly. Alright, let's say Iris. It can only be you, Sister Iris. Huh? But I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Tried. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the Inner Temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
Well, I think that was a lie. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple. desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in 2 different places at the same time. Exactly. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
Mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it would be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing, unless you're not really Iris, to begin with. See, that's what I was thinking, like, I think that, Iris was the one that was on the other side, Dahlia was the one that was on the side of the murder, and we're not even talking to frickin' Iris right now. I frickin' called it.
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
Because the things that she's been saying have been reminding me more of Dahlia. Even like her facial expressions have been more like Dahlia than Iris. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Objection!
Are you serious, Trite? You mean that this woman is...
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is... Dahlia Hawthorne! I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne? Oh, sorry, I'm giving him a southern accent for some reason. Hawthorne? I knew she wasn't a natural redhead. She dyed it. This is her natural hair. Sister Iris had a twin sister, and you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
Huh. It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Does it now? Does it? I don't think so.
Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor's all mine! No, the honor's all mine! But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
What? Except for the crucial detail. Order! Order!
Wait a moment. How can you? My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Kurain channeling technique flows within that body. The Kurain channeling technique? Now where have I heard that before? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. Oh yeah, it could be anybody. Channeling right now.
What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone, on the very night of the murder, to a temple where her twin sister Iris was?
Well, if you're going to put things that way, then yes.
We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens?
Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions. Oh good, he already pulled that out.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. and part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
2 of them.
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real one. And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely Dahlia Hawthorne. Yeehaw.
Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris.
What?
Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike.
I'm writing some things down. Sorry about the sound.
It was later that the body was moved by pendulum.
That's right.
Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real one. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There, they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center.
That's not true. Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that. Oh, I can.
Phew, thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night.
Huh. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places.
Yeah. Switched places? Yeah. To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia. Ah, okay, so he's confirming right now that Iris is not the one that channeled her. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't totally ruin what I'm thinking is going on here. Let me cross out my theory from earlier. Yeah, Iris did not channel Dahlia. Okay. Got it. Oh my goodness. Give it up for all the notepads with Ace Attorney notes on. Oh, there's so many. When we're done with this game, I'm going to count all of the pages that I've used for all the games in Ace Attorney. I think I saved. Iris cannot channel Dahlia. Which means, oh, just didn't they say it really early on that Iris doesn't have any spirit power? I mean, it could have been a lie too, but anyway. They must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia? There was one. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh? Explain yourself. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
Unknown? What do you mean?
What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely unsupervised. I had a bad feeling about that moment for sure. Well, who was it? Who would give a murdered suspect time to move about freely like that? I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. Oh. The person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was Edgeworth. Poor guy. This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? It sure is. I can't believe my tea is still warm. Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? Earthquake! Oh my goodness! The inner temple! This kind of tremor might... Whoa! Whoa!
How could I have? She fled. She escaped.
I'll take my Oscar now. Real commitment to the bit, Bishy. Very good earthquake impression, thank you. We went to the inner temple right away.
11 out of 10, you're doing amazing. Oh my god, thank you.
And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. But that's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of spirit channeling and... Be quiet. Oh!
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
She's just coming out now? Okay. That voice.
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession?
Permanently retired. She.
Huh. So, you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me. I guess that's true. I mean, shit. She's already dead. What is going on here? Can you, like, banish a spirit so it can't be channeled anymore? Because I think that'd be the... Let's do an exorcism. Can we do an exorcism? That's the only way. That's the only way. Wait, she's dead. Yeah, I can't do shit. Hair flip means evil. Yeah, exorcise the demon. That's the only way. I hope this ends with an exorcism. That'd be amazing. I want Maya to burst in like, be gone, bitch! Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her, and for myself. For myself. And for Maya. To be continued! Okay, so the next part is the last part. Now let me ask y'all this. How much playtime do you think is left? Ignore, like, the tangents we do when I read chat. I'm gonna try to focus on the game. If I keep going, how long do you think it'll take? An hour? 2 hours? Or would it be like a full 4-hour stream? Another hour or two? An hour? One more day of playtime? Really? 3 to 4 more hours? I'm getting really mixed responses. Not 4. It'd be a while. Like, I think I feel fine going on. Like 12:40 here. Not too bad. And I feel okay. 1 to 2 more hours. Let's do it. I think we should just do it. I already said this is the finale. Let's see, 4, 5, 6. So I've done a 6-hour stream. I mean, that's fine. I'll do it. If I was feeling really, really tired, I'm going based on what I see in a guide, but I trust people who have played it. Okay. I don't want to do an 8-hour stream, that's for sure, but if it's 1 or 2, I could do it. Hey, Pocky, welcome. Finale part 2. I've actually had to do that before. Because, like, it was, like, 6 or 7 hours, and I was like, I can't keep going, and I wasn't done yet with another game, and I had to do it the next day. I just couldn't. Oh, I take it back way more than an hour? Like, how much? I don't want to do more than 2 more hours. Is it like 3 or 4? Just checked. Man. I think you have 2 more parts? Oh, shoot. If there's 2 more parts, yeah, that probably would be a whole stream. I mean, worst case scenario, if we stop here, I'll play again tomorrow, so I won't make y'all wait another week. The thing about these games is the last case is always longer than you think. Yeah, 2 more segments still in court, so one of them is probably like a switch of witness or something. There's another recess. The recesses aren't usually that long, though. Recesses usually are like, I don't know, less than 20 minutes. Unless there's another investigation, but that's what would take a whole other stream. I don't know, I'm so conflicted now. Based on a guide, it looks like quite some to get through, but definitely can do it in another stream if you don't go today. So, no more investigation. Okay. I'm very conflicted. I would save them for the next stream. That means it should be another... Oh, damn it. I feel really good right now, but I don't want to do like 3 or 4 more hours. Like if it's more than 2 easily, yeah, I can't do that tonight. I would be dead tomorrow, you know? Oh, God. I thought I was really close to the end. Oh, well, we can finish it tomorrow. I'll just postpone Pokemon, no worries. All right, y'all. I really don't like to disappoint. I'm actually disappointed too because I wanted to finish it today. But I guess if there's that much left, it's just not really doable. Yeah, this is the last chapter. I mean, it should be, yeah. I could see the rest being at least 2 hours. Okay, I guess we'll see tomorrow. I feel so bad. I wanted to do it today, but... Oh, God. I'm still conflicted. I'm still thinking about it. I guess we don't need to rush it. I've already been playing this game for a long time. And we'll just be finishing it right tomorrow. I'm not going to save it for next week. We're going to go right into it tomorrow night. And then we'll be done. So we'll definitely finish it tomorrow, 100%. Sorry to do the finale part 2 again, but I've never played these games before, and I just don't know when I'm going to be finished. I have to go based off what other people say. We'll be back bright and early at 8:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow with the real finale, the real ending of Ace Attorney, 100% for sure. I did say it was maybe finishing today, okay? I got question marks in the title, so you knew I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, anyway, we'll finish this tomorrow. We'll postpone Pokemon for just Friday, and Thursday will be the art stream. So yeah, anyway, thank y'all very, very much for being here tonight. I very much appreciate y'all. I know that we had a whole hour of just chatting about fast food and tea and stuff like that, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm excited to finish it with some fresh eyes and fresh voice too. Maybe my voice would go if I kept going, but anyway, I appreciate y'all very, very much, whether you were lurking, chatting, whether you subscribed, all of that good stuff. I appreciate very much. Let me find somebody to raid. We're ending at 4.5 hours. That's not too bad. There's my social media, though. I'm most active on Twitter, Tumblr, and YouTube. Also have a Discord open to anybody if you'd like to join. That is the best place to be for schedule updates, and if you want to keep up with the community on a deeper level, then just chat. But either way, hope y'all have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!